good, America? In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make some homemade survival hooks. Now, if you haven't already, please subscribe and like, and I'll remind you to do that again at the end of this video. Now, the first hook we're going to be making is the can tab one. This is going to be the hook, and the things you're going to need is a hammer, a pair of pliers to cut it with, some needle nose pliers, and a vise. Now, you're probably thinking,
now, David, dude, what kind of survival stuff is this if you have to use all these tools?
well, these aren't really survival things, but they are fun things to do at your house. Now, before I cut this up or do anything to it, you're going to have to visualize to see how the hook is going to look like after you've cut it. Now, to help yourself out, you can get yourself a Sharpie or some other marker, and just to draw the places where you're going to cut with the pliers. There you got it. That's what it should sort of roughly look like after you cut it. Right here is the barb, where the fish is going to bite on. And right around here, after we fix this up, that's where we're going to tie the line to. So I'll brush this up a bit, and I'll get back to you. Now this is what it looks like when you're done. It's not perfect, but it looks a lot better now. Now the last thing you're going to want to do is to get a nail or something and to puncture a small hole right here. So instead of a nail, I'm actually going to be using a screw because it's actually pointed a little bit more, and I'll be able to get a smaller hole in it. And if you look closely, I got a really small hook. I don't think that's focusing, but you'll just have to take my word for it. Okay, so there you have it. The first hook, it's got a small hole here, as you can probably see, barely, but a string will fit through that. Now the second one is actually going to be a thorn hook. So right here, as you can see, I got two thorns, but right now I'm only going to be making one out of the top one. So all I'm going to need is a pair of pliers for now, and also I'll need a knife to shave it down a bit and to make the notch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this cut a bit better, and right now over here I'm going to cut a small groove all around it. Now in the end, it's supposed to look somewhat like this. See? It has this groove all the way around, and on this you can attach the fishing line. Now the easiest hook I know how to make is with a safety clip. So you're just going to open it like that, and over here at the top, you see how there's already a hole in there? Well, I can just squeeze this together, and I've got a hole right in there. So right here, I'm just going to take these needle nose pliers, and I'm going to squeeze this together like that. So there you got it. You have the safety clip, you got the small hole right there, and you got that. So you can shorten this, you can cut it and sharpen it and make it a bit shorter, but I like the length on this. Now for the last one, all you're going to need is 2.5-inch piece of wire, just so that you can cut off the excess and you have a bit more to work with. All you're going to need is something to cut it with, needle nose pliers, and a hammer. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to get the needle nose pliers and to make the bend in the wire for the hook. Now I'm not making a big one, I'll actually want to make a pretty small one. So that's about good enough, I suppose. And I'll go up a little ways right here. I'll just hang on to it. Oops, right here. Just hang on to it. Hold it right here. And just have the hammer just pound it flat. Now, what this does is that it makes it flatter, and when you cut off a bit, it's going to be easier for it to get into the fish. So now what you're going to do is you're going to get your cutters. I'm actually going to be using this one. And you're going to cut off a bit. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but right there is a small point. Right there. Now, like I said, the second part is that you're going to get your needle nose pliers, and you're going to see about how high up you're going to want to make the hole. So I say that's pretty good. So I'm going to grab it, say about right there, and then I'm just going to twist it like that. So see, I'm twisting this. So I'm just going to straighten this out a bit. So, but that's about how it looks for now. Now what I'm going to want to do is to get the hammer and flatten it, the eye of the hook, because what that's going to do is to kind of like join these two pieces of metal together. And now what you're going to do is to get your pliers and just to cut off the excess like so. This is one of my favorite hooks to make, and it should work pretty well for you guys.